there, just over the big waves in the channel there.
Still waiting on Ryan Hardy's last wave to drop on the scorecard.
He needs a 7.6, man. Do you think he's got it?
I don't know. That wasn't a giant wave. It was a big move, but not a really big wave. So, was it enough? Ryan Hardy, did he get knocked out by Mitch Rollins? We are waiting for one last score from Ryan Hardy's last wave to drop, and we are waiting patiently with you to see what is going to happen and see what the judges had to say about that last move.
Not an easy job for the judges, Manny, whatsoever. I'm sure they're their favourite riders too, so it's just, I think they're going to have to break it down. You know, like you said, it was a smaller wave, but a great big move, and you know, you can kind of draw comparisons. Mitch had a heat out here last year where Tamega did the same thing, big ARS at the end of the heat. He managed to get the score, so that'll be heartbreaking for Mitch if he does actually get it, but you know, it's the double-sided coin there, and Ryan's just waiting around to see what it's going to do. Last wave, it's a smaller one, but look at it just ramp up there, and he's got a perfect line into it. Big flip. Like I said, signature green slick there. He's been rocking for a couple of years, and it's a flashy move, Manny.
Everybody's waiting. Everybody's waiting to know if that maneuver right there was a 7.64.
It's pending, guys. You got to wait for this one.
Look at that, 7.13. That is not enough for Ryan Hardy. So it is Mitch Rollins advancing on to semifinal number 2. Mitch Rollins holding off the defending Box Pro champion.
He's got to be happy about that, Manny. Mitch just, you know, dodging a bullet there right at the end with Ryan still. He needed a 7.8, but he got a 7.1. That's really close in comparison. In any sport, within a point, you know, it's just a. I could make an Australian analogy here, but I'm not going to.
Go for it.
It's a bee stick away. You know what I mean? You know, Ryan tried his best there. He'd done everything he could. Every wave he caught, he completed, apart from that one barrel, which he's probably going through his mind now and could have made it or not. And I'm sure everyone's going to, you know, assure him he couldn't have made that.
So here's the question. Who is going to meet up with Mitch Rollins in semifinal number 2? It all depends on this heat. Out in the water, up and riding right now, Ben Player.
Opening up the account, Manny. Just a nice little backy. You might even get another little dessert at the end there. No, he just chooses to go through. Pretty similar to Mitch's beginning. Nowhere near as big a move, but you know, still a bankable score nonetheless.
So out in the water for quarterfinal heat number 4. It is Jacob Romero in the red jersey versus in yellow Ben Player. So the winner of this will meet Mitch Rollins in semifinal number 2. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have Mitch Rollins advancing on. And now, as we look back at the battle between these two, it is Mitch Rollins 2, Hardy 1.
There you go. The 3 times these guys have surfed against each other in this new formatted tour we've seen here from last year and this year. You know, Manny, 2-1. You know, they're just so similar in riding and just so exceptional that only a half a point could really separate them in that last quarterfinal. And here we go. It's a lot different quarter here. We got a countryman from Hawaii, Jacob Romero, who's come straight from the trials, ranked 43 against the 5th ranked competitor Ben Player, who you know, surfed really well in pipe. He's a seasoned vet, you could say, and you know, one of the most passionate guys in bodyboarding. So this will be interesting. Ben started off his account straight away within the first minute, which is, you know, something that's great to do. You don't want to be sitting out there for 10 minutes and still waiting for a wave. Your mind starts to tick, and I know Ben would have been pretty happy getting off the ball, and he's in second priority. There's only 2-man heats, so it's not much to wait. Lucky enough, most of the sets coming in now are 2 at a time, so it actually worked to your favour. Here goes J-Rom in his first wave. A nice sucky one. Here we go. It's open up straight for him. Not bad. Look at that nice little claim to the crowd. He would have seen Dave in the channel absolutely hooting him through that one, but that was what Ryan wanted to happen that last heat, but that was just mental, wasn't it? He was so deep right in the back there, Manny.
It is perfect day, middle of the day or early morning for all the Hawaiians watching live from all the islands for their boy Jacob Romero to pull it off. Can he make it to the semifinals? Can he make it to the final? Right now he's battling it out with Ben Player out there.
Here we go, Manny. We're going to drop straight into the second wave of the set. Ben's, I don't know if Ben's looking into that thing, but it's just so deep, and it's hit a bit of backwash. I think it's opened up nicely. So he's just held on, you know. All you can do is close your eyes and hold on. He's come out of it, and he's just seen, okay,
he's stoked.
Thanks, fellas. That's opening his account, you know, well and truly. We might see a similar score drop to what Mitch experienced in his quarterfinal, which would be a high 8 or something similar, which, there you go. Ben's for his flip as opposed to a 6-point flat. You know, what you know, like I said, that's a bankable score. J-Rom's probably going to post a bit higher than that. And he's in second priority, but, you know, Manny, that is just a perfect way to start a heat. And these onshore, side shore, freaking swell coming from every direction
Yes,
sort of conditions.
the wind's starting to kick up a little bit more.
To get a pit like that is just, you know, that's one in every 100 ways is going to do that for you. And lucky enough, J-Rom's turned around and just got an absolute screamer.
Looks like the wind and rain is starting
Molly
to kick
getting
up
wet
a
here,
little bit
Manny.
more.
We have to batten down the hatches here. The wind's really coming in, and the boys are going to experience all kinds of weather through these last few heats. I'm sure it's not bothering him.
Ben Player in the yellow jersey now has his work cut out for him. He comes to us from Avalon, New South Wales, and he's out.
There we go.
Here he is.
He got straight out there. He's
Jacob
hoping for
Romero.
something similar. He's going to make the most of this wave. Drops a nice little roll off the end.
Oh, my.
Get to the
Two
channel.
solid waves right off the
Yes.
bat for Jacob Romero.
I don't know if Ben would have expected that from J-Rom. Usually he's a pretty chilled
Wow.
competitor, and he you know, uses his time wisely. And this time he's just gone straight to work, and he's just ridden his second wave, and it's not too bad at all.
Unreal. So I think one of our cameramen is hiding for cover right now because this wind just came in full fierce.
Oh my goodness!
Lucky for us, we can still see the lineup.
Yeah, we're actually probably in the best place in the house right now with all our technology around us. But I know Barnsley's up there shooting with shooting the land angle you're watching now. He's probably getting saturated.
Oh
And
no!
they're definitely earning their money today, the IBA crew. Just to bring you all this action from the Box 2012 Pro, the second event of the IBA World Tour. And, you know, guys looking for some crucial points. It's always great to get a good start of the year, Manny. That's what I was thinking at the start of today. It's just, you know, the points are most important here. Putting a bit of pressure off you going into the last events is just always good. You know, if you can get a front on, knowing that, you know, you've done all right through the year, and it's just good to, you know, it's just good to get good results early, and that's what these guys are experiencing. Mitch has just gone straight to the semi-final. He's going to be placed against the top rider in this heat, against Jacob Romero from Hawaii and Ben Player from Australia. The first semi there is Mark McCarthy from South Australia and Dave Winchester from Oz. You know, he's the people's favourite. He always does well in contests. He's got that steely sort of demeanour, and he can always get through a heat when he puts his mind to it. So these semis are going to be pretty cool.
Well, right now we have quarterfinal number 4 of 4 out in the water. Jacob Romero out full charge. He has 2 solid waves under his belt, an 8.38 on that first long, deep barrel that he got. Still waiting for that second score to come in, but Ben Player's first wave comes in at his 6.0. So now the battle is on.
8.38. That's a good score.
Yes.
Yep.
Can Jacob Romero, the Hawaiian, pull through and beat out Ben Player? We don't know. Ben Player is being called one of the most fierce competitors on the tour. So
that's true, Manny. You know, he's
come
been
down
everywhere.
to the wire.
Yeah, he's been in finals all over the world. He's even won a couple of world titles in his time. So you can't judge out either of these riders. Jacob's just, you know, it seems as though he's going strength to strength in this event, and this wave really kind of, you know, it's great for his style of riding. And I know back in Maui and Hawaii, says real similar kind of stuff to the Box. So I'm sure he's stoked to get this far, but I know he wants to get further. And he's placed at 8.38 on his first wave, and he's still waiting for that second one, which was a roll. And that was a cool move too. So, you know, the pressure's definitely on Ben to make a move.
Once again, welcome. This is the 2012 IBA Box Pro. Dallas Singer and myself, Manny V, bringing you the live feed as we wind down this event with the last quarterfinal out in the water right now. 2 semifinals, and then we will finish off with the final. And we do have a cool highlight package being set up at the end of the broadcast, so don't go anywhere. We still have 2 hours and a half, maybe.
So much
We have a ton
content.
more action, so don't go anywhere. So
you go to bed tonight knowing there's a highlight patch coming to your computer real soon as well. So, you know, there's so much good stuff coming out of the IBA last year and this year, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down. This event, you know, just walking around, Manny, this whole setup just looks, you know, even better than last year, and it's just great to see for any bodyboarder. You know, watching on the net, being a competitor here, being yourself in the booth, it's everything's good, you know, and it's great to see this sport.
What I hear from a lot of viewers is they love the replays, they love the different angles, not just looking at the water.
Yeah.
But the production guys are doing a fabulous job.
And they know what good bodyboarding looks like. And
Exactly.
that's all we're just trying to get you is just how great this sport is, and, you know, how these waves are getting ridden out here is just incredible stuff. It's unique to bodyboarding. It's unique to surfing in general in the ocean.
The beauty about our cameramen is that they all bodyboard, so they know exactly what to look for, where to point, point, and you know, they track unbelievably. So shout out to all the camera guys that are holding it down in this squall.
And
right
they got
now.
the best in the business. You got, like I said, Todd Barnes. He's made some incredible movies. I'm sure every bodybuilder knows, you know, titles like Thrashed, and all these movies he's made is amazing. And you got Seamus there in the water. He does big days, man, and he always catches all the action. He's got some great great equipment there to give you all the live action. And you know, you guys are seeing the best of it. This is the best the sport can produce, and if you guys think you can get to this point, you really can. You just got to go from your grassroots clubs all the way up to this point. There's so many steps in between, but you know, you're having fun the whole way, Manny. And you know, I'm doing it for a living now, and it's fun every day. You know, I got to do
you
what
gotta
I love.
love it.
Yep.
You gotta take advantage while it's there.
It's great.
And we couldn't do it without the support of our sponsors: Reflex Wetsuits, Freedom Fins, Bodyboard King, Slicks and Decks, Riptide, and our 2 media partners, YouTube and iiNet.
Yeah, they're all there.
And we are bringing you the water angle from Slicks and Decks. Chris White is at the helm on that jet ski with Seamus Makeham and that big old pipe he has in the back.
That's what I was saying. You got the best in the business out there, Chris White. Who can forget the Tension series?
Exactly.
And,
those were some of my, you know, favorite videos to watch. It's
well,
just,
it went from, you know, some great vids coming out in your era, Manny, with the No Friends vids. So it was just inspiring guys like Chris to make his own, and that was the next thing. There's all these great vids coming out of WA. Here we go.
Jacob
Then
Romero.
we got Jacob Romero into this one. It's just sort of landed on his legs. You know, lucky enough, he's got 2 waves already. He actually posted a 6.75 for his second wave, which really puts the pressure on Ben here. He's Jacob's sitting on a 15.13, which is an excellent score already. With 20 minutes remaining, he can only go better from here. And Ben, unfortunately, he's just posted 2.13 for his second. That's a throwaway there for him. He's going to have to look at something, you know, pretty exceptional, something that he's capable of. And, you know, Jacob's just come out absolutely firing. 8.38 straight off the buzzer.
He has his 2 highest scoring waves within the first 5 minutes of this heat. So we haven't seen that in a long time, and that might be enough to solidify that first place spot. Again, he can't let his guard down. Ben Player, one of the fiercest competitors on the tour, is what he has dealing with out there in the yellow jersey. So Ben, he's very strategic and waits for that right moment to strike, and it's just a matter of wave selection. He does have priority. He's going to probably sit it out and wait for that perfect wave to come through, but it could backfire.
Most definitely. You know, Jacob can get too comfy in this position and not be able to you know, impress the judges even more so than he has. Ben's can only go from strength to strength from here, and he's sitting on an 8.13 combination. He really hasn't let it go yet. He hasn't got loose and got an opportunity there where he can really, you know, post some great scores. Jacob, on the other hand, getting an awesome, great deep pit. I don't know if you'll see too many pits like that during this half of the contest, Manny, and he's got to be pretty stoked about that. So here we go. We've got 19 minutes and a half left in this quarterfinal. Number 4, would it be? Yep, quarterfinal number 4, and Jacob Romero in red. First place, as I said, with a 15.13, and Ben trailing with a 6-point wave and a 2.13, giving him a combination of 8.13. I feel like an accountant here, Manny. Dropping all these points, but you know, it's how you break down heats, and as soon as you start competing on this kind of level, you know, you just got to think that's worth a 6, that's worth an 8. Really breaking down your own surfing, and you can only be your biggest critic here, and you know, you really got to break out everything that you possibly can, because this is the top level. This is really high impact stuff, and these guys would have been, you know, thinking about this heat, you know, before the event. You know, if I'm going to make the quarters, what am I going to do? If I'm going to make the semis, how am I going to make the final? And you know, this is awesome to see.
Where do you find yourself as when you come into the early rounds? Do you start thinking about what's going to happen the next heat, or are you fully concentrating?
It's hard. As soon as you start thinking about the next heat, the first heat in front of you ends up falling apart. So it's hard, you know. Like the first heat's always that, you know, that monkey off your back. You know, you just got to get out there and do the best you can. But you know, coming into this end of the competition, it's really different. You only got 2-man heats. You probably got more of a game plan on how you're going to make the. It's hard to say, really. As soon as you get in the heat, you're just like, if I get past it, I'm happy. Get to the next one. If I get past this one, I'm even more happy. So you just see the elements there just dropping all over the VIP competitors area there, and it's hard to see. Lucky enough, they've got a nice big TV there, Manny, to watch everything that you guys are watching at home. There's Liam O'Toole there. Someone would recognise his face from some of the early vids a couple of years back, and who can forget this guy?
The
South
Shaggy.
Africa loves you all.
The
He
Shaggy
loves you
Show.
all. Looks like he's got absolutely decked out with a bunch of product there. What's he saying? He
Well, he's in charge. He's in charge of the.
with that grill there, perfect. There we go, Manny. He's got he's been on his third wave, just doing nothing for him there. And like you seen earlier, it's just so many conditions popping through, and these guys have got to handle everything that Mother Nature throws at them. And there's Barnesy just wiping the screen clean. Yeah, we've got 17 and a half minutes remaining. There's still heaps left in this heat, and Ben's looking for a 9.13 to go any further. There you are, Manny.
Sorry, we're trying to get Andrew Lester situated.
Right.
He's gonna come back in here and relieve you after this heat. So,
yep. Like I was saying,
totally.
Yeah. We've got some great quarters coming up and some great semi. Oh, the quarter's almost finished, but some great semi-finals coming up. Mark McCarthy, Dave Winchester. What do you think?
Oh man, I don't like making predictions on the live feed, but all these guys are gonna throw it down. Mark McCarthy, we saw he's actually on a good run right now.
He is. You know.
Dave Winchester, he struck very late in that last heat, so I don't know if he's gonna rewire his strategy, but
who knows?
Mitch Rollins, he's waiting in the second semifinal and ready to battle.
Yeah,
whoever comes out of this heat.
Yeah, he's looking intently at who's going to first in the road to the final. Semis is, you guaranteed third place, so you've done well, but there's nothing that these guys won't do to make that next place higher, and you come here to win, Manny. These guys are here to win, and we just seen last year's champion, Ryan Hardy, the mayor of Margaret River, just get knocked out by half a point, which is heartbreaking for him. But Mitch Rollins goes through, and a lot of Aussies going to be backing him and Dave through this next few heats.
A lot of the guys, a lot of big names got knocked out really early in the event. Jeff Hubbard and PLC in this new format.
Yeah,
it's called a showdown, so it's going to be pretty cool to watch. You are going to see your favorite rider at least twice in the early round, so that's going to be a cool thing, as we saw last year. But now this year, winners who do well will be rewarded and will be catapulted one or two heats ahead, and that's always cool.
That's cool. We didn't get the chance to do that today, Manny, with the second non-elimination rounds. A few people would have been thinking, I thought this was a new format, but with these conditions we're getting thrown for the next few days, this is the best we've got. It's hard to do, but the contest directors had to say, we're going to cut out the non-elimination, boys. We're just going to make it elimination all the way to the end, cut down on the time, and we'll get a winner at the end of today.
A lot of things. I mean, we have to adapt not only to the time constraint, but what Mother Nature delivers, and that's what was the best thing for the show to go on. So the riders were down with it, the organizers were into it. So now here we are. Quarterfinal number 3, winding down today's event at the Box Pro, and waiting patiently out in the water. Jacob Romero, who's leading the charge against Ben Player. So tons of time, 14 minutes, 50 seconds remaining.
What do you do? There's two great riders in Jacob Romero and Ben Player out there. So two unique styles. They're totally different in the way they approach waves. So it's great to see Jacob really, he's doing some massive moves earlier in this competition, Manny, and I was just thinking to myself, he's on the other side of the draw to me, so it's kind of cool that I won't be seeing him. But like you said, Pierre got knocked out earlier. Current world number 1, Jeff Hubbard, he got knocked out, in those early rounds. So it just goes to show the level of competition here and how much everyone really wants to progress through. And here comes a little lump here, Manny. Ben's just looking around. He's starting to. Once the 10-minute mark goes, you'll start really looking for anything that goes. And you've seen Ryan that last heat take up on a smaller one and post an awesome score. And all Ben needs is a 9.13. Well, that's not all Ben needs, but that's quite a big score. So all he needs to do is get some points on the board and really start to progress in his hunt for number 1.
Yeah, he is definitely looking at an uphill battle. Ben Player is he's in a tough spot right now.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Jacob Romero came out firing with 2 solid waves right from the get-go. And, wow, now Ben Player's been playing catch-up the entire time.
Something he's not used to, Manny. He does really well in all these competitions, and he surfed unbelievably last year. How good was last year's tour, honestly? Can we just recap on that?
There is a beautiful...
Every single event, we just had huge waves, great surfing, amazing, you had every move in the book there, and if you were to see... all the great waves that went down last year, it's just an incredible year for bodyboarding. And to back this up with an even bigger year, what they got planned, we've got Brazil after Chile. That's a brand new event, and I've seen some photos of that joint yesterday. I was like, are you kidding me? Brazil's supposed to be the small wave event, and that's just bombing. I've seen 8-footers, just like these photos are just unbelievable. So I don't exactly know how you.
It's gonna be amazing. I know I've talked to a few friends that are down in Brazil right now, and they're amping to see the world's best come down in that heavy wave. So it's gonna be insane. This whole tour, again, another beautiful lineup of venues, and here we are winding down one of them here at the 2012 IBA Box Pro.
Here we go, man.
And out the back,
I'm just
Jacob
getting keen on this. I'm sure he's going to try a flip.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
100% hit rate. The guy always lands his flips, and that's something that you've got to do at this point in the competition is just be, really confident in your skill. Take it a wave and know exactly what you want to do. Here goes Ben for his wave. Hopefully it holds up for all the Aussies watching at the moment. He's just pulled in this, little foamy kind of one, and not what he's looking for, not in any whatsoever. And unfortunately, he's gone back into second priority there, and J-Ron will be getting out the back and looking for something even better. 12 minutes remaining. But like you said, Manny, it's a great year. There's so many venues, and
look at these things rolling in.
Box is just one of those waves that's just can throw you anything, and the boys are just charging back out now. I'm sure they're looking at these sets, just going.
Look at that drainer!
Oh my goodness, that is hard to look at. That's hard to look at, Manny, because Ben's looking for a 9.13. And that could have got it for him, but you never know.
Check this out. 2012 is what we're looking at here on the IBA World Tour. We've already been at the Pipe Challenge, done, over with. Jeff Hubbard walks away with 2,000 points and the win there. Here we are currently at the Box Pro, Western Australia. Then we fly over, to Chile for the Arica Chilean Challenge. Then, we go to Brazil, the other side of the South American continent. And we cruise back up for the Mexico Pro at Zicatela in Porto Escondido. Then we cruise on over to Europe for the Central Portugal Pro, and we go back to some more Latin flavor at the Encanto World Series in Puerto Rico. We finish off the 2012 tour at the infamous Fronton for the Fronton Pro.
Check that out, Manny.
Unbelievable.
They really call it a world tour because it is all over the world.
Pretty
much hitting every continent there, and it just goes to show you can bodyboard anywhere on the planet, and there's plenty of waves there if you want them. And you got Central America, South America, the States, Australia, Europe. We're really just spreading the whole thing around here, and you really seen it in the last year. Is that all these riders popping up out of places like Puerto Rico. I've never even heard of anyone coming out of Puerto Rico, and there's just some great riders. Brazil, we've had Tamiga, and in the recent years, Magno and a few other guys really ripping it up, and I'm sure everyone's going to get behind that event in Brazil. Oh man, it's just becoming a global sport, and it's really exciting.
It's pretty awesome to see that we're bodyboarding. The thing I think what's going down is not only the venue, but the waves that are being delivered. I mean, these are waves of consequence. Who in their right mind is going to go out there and hit some of the craziest lips out at waves like the Box? But you're seeing it almost on every heat. So,
and being a competitor, man, you got to expect the worst. Last year was huge. We had some psychotic conditions in Fronton last year for the last event of the year, and being a competitor, you just got to be prepared for anything. If you're in the top 24, you want to be fit, you want to be ready, you want to do well in each event. It's just so many things going into this one package, and that's what people want to see, and that's why they're coming to the net and just checking out all this great stuff on IBAWorldTour.com, and it's exciting. The waves in Chile are nothing short of crazy, and it's good.
Check this out. We do have a little lull in the action. We'll be back right after this. Once again, welcome everybody back to the 2012 IBA Box Pro, brought to you by Reflex Wetsuits, Freedom Fins, Bodyboard King, Slicks and Decks, Riptide, and our media partners, YouTube and IINet. So here we are, winding down the last few minutes of quarterfinal.
There's a replay, Manny.
Yes, quarterfinal number 4. Here's another look, Reflex replay.
It's Ben just catching a wave during that ad break there, and he's just come straight off the lip there, and on really heavy part of the wave, and he's just dropped his shoulder down, and banked a nice roll. You know, that's going to hit in his top 2. But he was after a 9.13, which I don't think that's going to be enough. But you know, that will make his job a little easier coming in the last 8 minutes of this heat. You know, Ben doing the best he can with bad conditions, and he didn't really get, you know, he didn't get spoon-fed that section. He really had to work hard, and it was pretty similar to something that maybe Jared did earlier in this today. Just take off an absolute drainer. You would have been seeing rock everywhere, Manny. That's just danger written all over it. So he's turned around and just dropped this big roll, and you know, put himself in better position going in this heat. So now he's looking at some smaller ones. You know, he's starting to push the button here, and you know, he's only 8 minutes to go, so he's really got to pull his finger out and get these scores. So we got 7.5 minutes remaining. This is the last quarter of the day, and whoever wins this is going to see Mitchell Rawlings in semi number 2. Before that, we've got Mark McCarthy from South Africa and Dave Winchester from Australia. It's interesting looking at this, Manny. Today was one of those days where no one really knew what was going to happen. You know, it could have been huge, and here we go, J-Rom.
Jacob Romero slides under
fun
another little cavern right there and forces a roll as he comes out of that one.
Yep.
So Jacob Romero finding the caves out there in some of the tough conditions. So he's having the better luck as far as wave condition or wave selection is concerned. He's finding barrels. He's finding good sections. So Jacob Romero, he's on a good one right now in quarterfinal number 4.
I can just lip read Ben out there going, "Was that a good one?"
Oh, look at that!
There you go, just chandeliering all the way through, and there's his countryman just throwing the weed up. You know, he knows he's doing well, and we could have a wine in the semi-finals here for the first time ever.
Oh, you saw David Hubbard in the foreground throwing weed up in the sky.
You know, he's Dave Hubbard's. He's one of those guys that really, you know, he's another one that shows his emotion on his sleeve, and he's stoked that, you know, J-Rom's getting through all these heats, and he's really worked so hard. You know, the trial event's almost one of the hardest events on the Australian tour. You know, our domestic tour is quite hard, and you know, to come through those trials into this event, you know, your work's already kind of done. Really, you just having a couple of heats out here, and you got to be happy even with you know, an average kind of posting. So he's made it all the way to the quarters, and it looks like he's making a semi, unless Benny can pull out a 9.13 coming into these last few minutes.
All right, while everybody's chilling out in the channel and on the outside, we do have the Bodyboard King interview with Shaggy and the winner of the last heat. Shaggy, where you at, brother?
Hey guys, I'm down here with Mitch Rawlins for the Bodyboard King post-heat interview. Mitch, congratulations on winning. You're into the semis.
Yeah, it was good. It was another tight heat with Ryan. I knew any conditions out there, Ryan is the guy to beat, you know, so he knows exactly where to sit, and yeah, it was a close one all the way down to the last 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah, it was really close. Hey, and you got a great backflip in that heat. Do you want to talk us through that?
Yeah, it was my first wave actually, and just a little one popped up nicely, and off the back end of the reef, and I just went it, and Ryan was probably looking for something a little bit bigger, so I just snuck that under his radar almost, and then got a good little flip off it.
Well, that's great. And so now that's 2-1 to you in the man-to-man battle with you and Ryan?
yeah. Well, he's had, I don't know, in competition, but we've had many competitions outside of the competition arena, so yeah, I don't know. It's pretty competitive towards each other, that's for sure.
Even with words with friends, he's competitive.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, congratulations. Go get ready for your next heat, and back to you guys.
Awesome. Mitch making it to the semifinal number 2, awaiting the winner of this heat to go battle with.
It's funny, man. He's mentioned that he's gone under the radar the whole event. I don't think anyone else has thought the same thing. He's been surfing really well, and even though he hasn't been winning heats, he's definitely made his presence felt throughout this whole event. And now he's in the semis, and you know, he's always humble. Rollins, you know, he's pretty much done everything you can do in the sport, and it's cool to see. He's the first thing he's going to say is, you know, Ryan's a great rider, and that's you know, that's a credit to him.
All right, 3 minutes remaining in this quarterfinal. Not a final as what you see on your screen, but this is a quarterfinal. Only one rider will advance on to the semifinals to meet up with Mitch Rawlins. Currently, it is Jacob Romero in the red jersey who is pulling far ahead from his competitor in the yellow jersey, Ben Player. Ben Player now has an uphill battle. He is in the search of a 9.13. This could be the end of the road for Ben Player and a new a step closer to the final for Jacob Romero. Jacob Romero feeling very, very comfortable out here at the box. He has a couple waves back home that he practices on that are really similar. So busting big moves in the shallows is not a worry for Jacob Romero.
Definitely not. It's not something that he's not familiar with already. So J-Rom just coming into the business side of things in this quarter number 4, and he's looking really good. He goes semi number 1. We've got a South African in the form of Mark McCarthy, who's spent some time in the booth here and talked about how he runs heats, and he's ranked number 9 this year so far. And you got Dave Winchester. He's got one of those real familiar faces that no one in bodyboarding can really forget. And he posted he come 3rd in pipe, and he surfed unbelievably, scoring a 10 in his semi-final, Manny, and that's what got him into the final. So
nice.
He's going in the semi now. Only knows what he can boost out, and there's still barrels. There's still barrels. There's still ramps. This heat we've seen, J-Rom absolutely tear it apart from, start to end, and I'm sure these guys have seen this heat and thought they can do the same.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? We know you're watching from all over the world. Costa Rica, Shamir, we see you. Martin and Manny in Mazatlan, what up? Jordan, we know you're watching, but look at this. Out the back.
Here we go. Benny, 3 minutes
Blair.
to go. He really wants something here, and he's going to jump straight off the section.
Oh,
big
my!
backy.
Big flip right there.
It's hard to see on the water angle.
Can he pull
no,
it?
Benny, let me see you come out of the wash there, brother. No.
That was Ben Player's last-ditch effort to
It almost
pull off.
seemed like he ejected halfway through. I don't know, but he's just gone so high in the air. That was the kind of thing he needed. I don't doubt he would have got the score if he popped around, but that is just to the wire. Here you go.
The
Comes
reflex
straight off the
replay
bottom.
showing you exactly went down on Ben Player's wave.
Here we go. Ben just bottom turning straight off. He's eyeing off the section from the beginning.
Look at that.
Big
Perfect
back. He just
timing.
gone for a maximum, and he's put his legs out, and he's just that is pretty uncharacteristic of Ben. He can really bust that stuff out on a daily basis, and he knew what he needed, and that's what he needed, but he just needed to pop out of the foam, man. That's a bit of a heartbreaker.
Wow, Jacob Romero,